Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Plate with Carol, where we will explore food and a little beyond. So come along with me on this journey and see what we uncover. All right, everybody, we are here today at Cask Vine over in Derry, and I am here with chef owner Andy Day. And if it looks a little familiar to you, you might remember I sat here. I was on the other side, though, when I did a podcast just a little bit ago with Phil Meyer, the one of the founders of New Hampshire Eats, one of the largest, what do you want to call it, foodie group, right? Yeah. I mean, they have over 212,000 people on that. And it's funny because I have interviewed a few of the top moderators, and it's so funny to hear their different views on it. But anyway, so we're here with chef owner, like I said, Andy Day, Cask Vine. You also are founder of Doire Distillery.
We say Doire because it just rolls a little easier.
Sounds much
it's
nicer.
Technically Doire, but yeah.
So Doire.
Yes.
Distilling and also Daydreaming Brewing Company.
Yes.
All right. So I want to go way back. Let's go way back.
Okay.
Because this is pretty interesting. Actually, before we start, you poured us. Why don't you tell me what you poured me? Because I told you I love a beer in the summer when it's hot.
Yep.
And I'm not normally a beer drinker, but every once in a while I am. So when you said, let's have a beer, I'm like, okay. So what did you pour me?
This was a collaboration with the Derry Homegrown Farmers Market. It's called Hoppy and Homegrown. It is a 3.8% table beer. It's one of those beers that is designed to be very light, but also still flavor forward with hops. You said you like IPAs. You said you liked Stella. So this is like kind of right in the middle of that.
Okay.
So it's fruity, melon, peach, just super crusher.
Okay. And what did you pour yourself?
I did the same because one deserves another, right?
Okay. Oh, now see, that is delicious.
Thank you.
That is really good.
It's been a big hit so far this summer.
Oh, wow. And it's nice and light, but you can still taste that hop. And I even like, and Daryl, he's so funny because every once in a while I'll do a black and tan.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I like that too sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe I am a beer drinker.
You might be. You just need to drink more beers and find out.
You know what it is? I feel like when I drink beer, I feel like I get too full faster. I don't know. Wine seems to go down a little easier.
Well, without the carbonation, absolutely. You can throw wine back all night until you can't.
Until you can't, right? Yeah. So let's go back to, I want you to take me back to 2010.
Okay.
When you were at a film festival in Concord.
Yes.
All right. And I mean, of all places, you tasted a barrel-aged beer that kind of changed everything.
It did.
So what is it about that pour that happened to Andy Day that day?
I think I had, like many people, my jumping into craft beer was, Blue Moon was a thing. That was, when
with
it was
the orange.
Yeah, So
I remember.
I started trying to find more crafty beers, and when I went there, I had never heard of sticking a beer in a barrel, and it was still kind of loosely happening, but not like it is or was a few years ago. And it was a Belgian triple. It was a big, bold 9.5% beer. So already I liked it, but it had that nice fruity characteristic, but then it had this whole other layer of complexity. And it was just, I fell in love with it. I asked the brewer who had just started putting his stuff out there, I said, where can I find this? And there were two places. One was across the street across the street at Butters, and then there was Bert's, and then the drinkery under the Tupelo. Yeah. Okay,
so you also didn't just open a bar. I mean, you built Cask Vine, then Doire Distilling, then Daydreaming Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide to branch out? And like, how did all that happen? Walk me through that.
Shortly after I discovered this beer, I met up with my friend Alana, and we both were going through similar situations. We ended up purchasing the drinkery under the Tupelo when it was in Londonderry. It was a very cool vibe. People wanted to have a drink there. It was in the cellar, so it had all the fieldstone and brickwork and whatnot. It was beautiful, but it wasn't. It was a convenience store. So that's what inspired us to open up Cask Vine, because nobody had beers. Like, craft beer is so different now. Nobody had the beers.
Because that was a while ago.
Oh, it was
Right.
16 years ago?
Yeah.
15 years ago, yeah. You went into a place, and if they had Guinness on tap and they had Blue Moon, you were doing, Sam Adams, like, you were doing all right. That was the limit to craft beer at the time, with a few exceptions. So we kept driving by this on the way to and from the Tupelo, and we were like, this is just a big empty box, a blank canvas.
Here, right now, where Cask Vine
right now where
okay.
Cask Vine is. And we were like, what if we were to open a place which is just super small plates? We don't really do a lot of food, but we do beer and wine, and that's it. That was sort of the inspiration for opening up Cask Vine. And then as things evolve and the industry evolved, we had so many breweries pop up around us. At the time, it didn't necessarily make sense to open up another brewery, so enter in the distillery piece. That was something that was unique to Derry. It had never been opened in Derry, and there were not a lot of distilleries that were New Hampshire distilleries.
Okay, so distilleries, that's, explain that for someone that might not, because I'm not sure I quite understand.
Sure.
So it's beer is the brewing, and then distillery is?
Making spirits.
Okay.
So like many distilleries, when you start out, you need to kind of get funds rolling, right? Because you've put a whole bunch of investment into equipment and space and code and requirements. So we came out with a moonshine, and then we started doing a different series of gins, botanical gins. And then eventually down the road, we started doing aged spirits. So bourbon and single malt whiskeys and those sorts of things. Vodka. Yeah.
So you serve your own spirits here?
We do have, yes, a lot of our stuff. We have drinks that are specifically crafted around the flavor profile of the spirits that we make.
So as you start doing Cask Vine, now did you start right away with food? I mean, how did?
We were the place we were promoting ourselves as start or end your evening here. We knew Sabatino's had great success across the street. We knew that there were a couple other restaurants in the area, and oftentimes Sabatino's would have like a 90-minute wait. So we're like, this is perfect. We're the place you can get a cheese plate, a glass of wine or a beer, and then go to your reservation. Or maybe you had your reservation and you're just looking for a chocolate plate. That's all we were supposed to be.
An after-dinner drink?
An after-dinner drink. The thing is people, they come in, they enjoy these drinks, and they need food. They want more food, and they don't want to leave. So it almost kind of forced us to completely upgrade and overhaul our kitchen. We evolved.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. We had a very talented chef. When he started out with us, we told him what we wanted to do, and immediately 3 months down the road, it was like, I don't know how we're going to make this work. He was using 2 portable burners, those butane burners, and an oven that was about this big to service 50 seats in a restaurant. Wild. But he made it work, and then we crowdfunded, again, that's kind of a thing that we do, to get the kitchen hood and proper oven and range and take care of business. And then we became a restaurant within the first year.
Okay. So,
Yes.
wow. So when did, obviously you have a passion for this. I mean, when did you, say to yourself, oh my gosh, like, this is starting to work. It's working. Like, walk me through that feeling. What, when you got to that point?
I would say, honestly, it was opening night, believe it or not. It was a soft open.
I love that.
We were trying to just invite friends, as you try and do, right? You want to work out the kinks, and we got absolutely crushed. People got
in a good way.
In a good way.
Right.
Yes. It was also bad. Our service was so slow. It was like everyone's trying to figure it out. We didn't expect what was happening. We had people ordering everything that we did have on the menu. Some of them twice. It was like the chef was out of his mind. He didn't know what was going on, because we promoted this as a super chill thing. But in the coming weeks, people were coming in and they were so excited to look at the beer list that we had and to talk about beer. And that was the idea. And the same thing with wine. Like, these were curated wines that we really enjoyed selling at the bottle store that we had under the Tupelo. So we got to share the stories behind them, the experiences we had with the winemakers, one of which is the sort of sent us over the edge to actually open Cask Vine. He talked about the the gloriousness of he and his partner maxing out their credit cards to open up their winery. And we're sitting there at this wine dinner going, oh yeah, that sounds amazing. We need to do this. Of course, then you do it. And then you're like,
Right.
what did we do? Yeah, but no, it was almost immediate that we said, wow, people get it.
They get it
cool.
and they like it and they
like
want it.
Yes.
That must be such a great feeling.
It was huge. It was like we were extremely grateful that it was so well received.
And look, you're still here after
all the things,
15, 16 years.
Yeah, yep. We've seen faces come and go, and new faces come in, and everyone that's newer that's coming in is just as passionate about. They get it, like they get what we're trying to do, and it's super cool.
Yeah,
very grateful.
Yeah,
yeah.
For those of you that may be just tuning in, I am sitting. We are at an At the Plate episode of Beyond the Plate, and we are at Cask Vine over in Derry, and I'm here with the chef owner Andy Day. And so, for someone that hasn't been to Cask Vine, shame on you first of all, but walk them through the front door and what they might find as they walk in.
I like to think that when people walk in, it's not what they're expecting, and in a good way. I feel like there's a certain expectation when you walk into a restaurant, and when you walk in here, you're immediately greeted with warm colors, the fireplace, a whole lounge of couches, and then a nice warm bar, and wine barrel tables. So it's very non-traditional. And I think people
cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's very cool. Are you kidding me? It's very cool.
I think some people are like, whoa, well, what is this? What is this place? Is this like a super fancy place? What is this? And we're not. We're the place where you can go on a nice date, and you'll be like, oh, this is going to be super chill.
Either way, really.
Or we're just going to hang out at the bar and have some beers.
Right.
I think the other thing that people notice immediately is it's a very chill ambiance. There's no TVs. There's no noise. Everyone, you can hear the music. You can hear the person next to you or across the table. And it's just chill. So I feel like people feel, and I hope that they do, welcome, like, oh, we're family here. Like this is our spot. That's what I hope people get.
So, I've been in the business almost 40 years, juggling 4 diners 24/7. Stopped a little bit when COVID, that terrible thing happened. But, how is a day in the life of Andy Day? Because you're juggling quite a bit too.
Yes. Yep.
Like, let's talk about the how this side started, because I think you started on the Cask Vine side,
yep.
and then this eventually came.
Yep. Back in the day, as I said, we had a very talented chef. He was with us for the first 8 years, 8.5 years. So then when we decided to open the distillery here, it was a lot of hands-on over here, a lot of learning production methods and things, and a lot of it was kind of on the fly. We were fortunate enough to grow with so many breweries opening up, and I was fortunate enough, I got to brew with a number of them, see what their processes were, their systems, from the little guy to the big guy, and lots of good relationships there. So the production side was very different. I was accustomed to working the bar, so I was always the face of the restaurant most of the time, myself and Alana. So that was kind of a transition once we started the whole production thing. Okay,
so you were the face of the bar.
Yep.
But now that is switched, because now you're really the face of the food.
Correct. Yes.
So how did that transition happen?
Excuse me. It was
have some beer.
It was it was not by choice.
I can totally understand that.
Yep. Again, I will give praise to the guy, George Kraft, who was in here that opened us up. I learned a lot, and I watched what he did. If there was any job that I was concerned that I couldn't do, it was his. Because I can inventory manage, I can deal with customers, I can run food, I can do all those things, but I didn't think I could cook in the capacity that he was. So by the time we got through COVID times, I think we had just opened up the brewery piece here. Alana used to spend a lot of time over there after I was over here. Once we opened this side and we had people coming in to enjoy beers, once things opened back up again, Alana was here all the time. I was doing brewing here. And at some point, George said, I can't do this anymore. I have. I mean, he was exhausted. He had done
That happens.
everything that he could do, and he was a one-man show. That was the thing, is that a lot of folks didn't realize, especially early on, it's one guy in the kitchen cooking for up to 50
and
people.
It's tiny.
And it's a tiny little kitchen.
It's tiny.
So
amazing stuff comes out of there.
Appreciate that. He said, I'd like to be gone in, 3 months from now. So we were on a mission to find somebody. It just didn't end up working out. And after 8.5 years of watching him cook, I had learned a lot. So I basically was like, show me what I need to do. So I had some order guides to start with. Obviously I had some recipes, and I had techniques that I had watched him use over the last 8.5 years. And
that must have been scary.
Yeah, terrifying, because I knew what it was like to work with him in the kitchen. As like, I would sometimes be the dish dog, so I would do his pans, I would take care of dishes, I would take care of desserts, and I would help him with plating and whatnot when it was crazy busy and we didn't have somebody.
Right-hand person, yeah.
Yeah. So knowing what happened back there and knowing the way he needed to think about things, it was very scary. But I didn't have a choice. Like, it was do or die. So I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go back just a bit.
Sure.
Because we mentioned the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So pandemic hits, and you were able to keep everybody employed through the whole pandemic. Talk to me about that, because that was pretty.
Yeah, it was a lot for everybody.
Right?
Yeah, not everybody did.
And I mean, I feel like the people, if you didn't pivot at that time and do what you needed to do.
Yep.
I think I kind of think sometimes when I look back on it, I think some people use it as an excuse, and they were just like, I'm done. This is it. I can't do it. They blamed it on that.
Sure.
But the ones really, I think that stayed and made it through. We needed to pivot. So talk to me about that, because that's pretty impressive.
It was. I think that's what finally burned George out, is because now you're talking. You have the people that want to support you, right? So the people that would come in here they'd have a couple drinks, they'd order an appetizer, they'd order an entree, they'd order dessert, a couple more drinks. Well, what was happening is we could only do to go, right? So all of that for a family of 4 would come in. Ugh, and it was all between like 5 and 7. One guy just pounding the kitchen. So he tried to change the menu up to make that work and pivot for the time. We fortunately had the distillery, and there was a hot minute, I think it was about 8 to 10 weeks, where sanitizer was the thing. After the toilet paper thing, it was sanitizer.
Right.
So
it was crazy.
Our pivoting is we were just about to open the brewery piece when everything was shut down. We ended up having to change. We basically pulled any beer that we had out of tanks, tried to send it out the door to go, and then we started making sanitizer. I was here 5 out of 7 days a week for 24 hours, and I was running our still 24 hours a day. And if I wasn't running the still, I was making a wash I call it ugly ferment, which is typically you want, a nice stretched out fermentation so you don't have any off flavors. It didn't matter at this point, right? We just needed to get high octane booze so we could turn it into sanitizer.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
Oh, it was gross. It's just fermenting in 24 to 48 hours just to create this 12 to 14% alcohol wash to then mix with other chemicals and then package. So at one point we were putting out 400 gallons a week of sanitizer.
So people were coming to you for sanitizer?
People were coming, yes. There was a regular of ours, Randall. He organizes and works with a company that deals with a collection of something like 27 assisted living homes. And those people were ripping through sanitizer. So he approached us, and we were giving him alone over 120 gallons a week to spread out amongst those facilities. So that was, it was weird times for everybody. I never ever need to see that again.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of us, right? Oh my God. Hopefully we won't in our lifetime anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you've always been vocal about supporting small New Hampshire breweries.
Yep.
From day one, instead of just carrying the big names. Why does that matter so much to you?
I guess because I'm the little guy and I've been supported by people. You know, Alana and I, when we started this adventure, we crowdfunded to help open Cask Vine, and there were people that were 100% committed, and we've crowdfunded over and over and over again for different things. And to see the community rally behind us, like, we need to do the same thing around all of our local stuff. Also, there's cool stories to be had. That was part of what I did behind the bar when I was there, is I would, Thursday was my fun day where I would travel north or I would travel east, and I would go and I would, sit down and chit chat with newer brewers and talk to them about their stories and get to hear why they named a beer, whatever they did. Or, it's cool to work with people that are like-minded and do stuff together. So collaborating, and it's fun.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's so important. I mean, like, and Alana I was chatting with her, before we came on, and how you'll support other businesses, like, go and eat here or go and eat there. Like, I just love that. And I think that New Hampshire really does that very well. I think that we do, for the most part. And that's why I love doing what I do, because I just love hearing the stories and things exactly like that. Like caring about, these other small businesses. And I love too that what you just said, the reason behind the names, because some beers there's these crazy names.
Yes.
It's like crazy colors and crazy logos and yeah.
It's cool to hear the stories.
You actually helped change a law around minors and bottles here in New Hampshire. Right. What was that fight like?
It was a few years process. We had been asked by guests all the time for the Founder's Breakfast Stout, and it had the little kid who was sitting in a high chair eating a bowl of cereal. It was a breakfast stout. But because there was a kid on the label, that was, by RSA, whatever it was, not allowed in New Hampshire. So the first thing that we did is we started a petition. We asked some of our other friendly local beer stores can you get petition people to sign this up? So, we sent, 10,000 signatures to Concord, to the New Hampshire Liquor Commission. And her name was, I think, Lieutenant Valerie something or other. She actually came to the door one day, and she said she was from the Liquor Commission. She said, I just want you to know, message received. But here's the thing, we can't do anything about it. You need to talk to your legislator about it, because this is the law and this is what we enforce. Okay, thank you very much. So time passes, and fortunately, Keith Murphy picked it up, and he's involved now.
Right.
So, and he's got a reason behind it to do it.
Exactly.
So yes, I remember there was a lot of backup. The Liquor Commission, it's a control state, obviously, right? So they still have to approve your beer labels. They have to approve your wine labels. But spirits don't. Those go through the feds. So don't have to worry about that. Well, what we found is that there were a lot of spirit labels that had childlike images on them. There was a whole series of wines. Sweet Baby Vineyard, which, I love him. He had, at the time, he's since rebranded, he had his baby's hand on the label, right?
Oh, geez.
There were things like Choco Milk or some sort of hard lemonades and things that the Liquor Commission had as spirits. And we're like, so I remember walking into the Concord building, and I had a bag that was clanking around, and it was all of these bottles that I had acquired. And we were sitting down to testify, and when it became my turn to talk, I took out the Tommy gun vodka, and it was a Tommy gun, and I sat it down. And I said, are you telling me that a child's not going to be interested in this particular package because it looks like a toy gun? And then I took out bottle after bottle after bottle that had some sort of kid images on it. And they're all looking, and they're like, and I sat down the breakfast stout bottle. I'm like, and they were like, what is the difference between these things? Eventually, they kind of got the message, and they were like, okay, let's modify this law. because it doesn't make any sense to have this and not have this. It's either all or nothing.
To see it in front of them.
To see it in front of them. And that's the thing that I learned going to Concord. And I was there a number of times for different things, but it's like these people that are on these committees, they don't know everything about everything. They need to be educated about it.
Right.
And the simplest way to do it is to bring a whole bunch to, and say, this is the sitch. Yeah.
And it made sense.
And it made sense.
And they changed it.
And they changed it. So we threw a party once it was signed, and Breakfast Stout came into the state, and we actually brought in a crib that was open from the back and encouraged people to come in their pajamas for the Breakfast Stout.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It was fun. It was a good time.
You do a lot of fun things here, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit.
All right.
This episode is powered by Belmont Hall and Restaurant in Manchester. Family owned for over 90 years. They serve up classic American breakfast, lunch, and brunch 7 days a week, made fresh from scratch in their kitchen. Think pancakes, French toast, eggs Benedict, pan fries, all the comfort food done right. But Belmont Hall is also home to a full function hall, ideal for showers, parties, corporate events, or any celebration. Open 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, and Fridays they stay open till 8. Find them at 718 Grove Street in Manchester or at belmonthall.net. Keeping it simple, affordable, and delicious. Okay, so I'm dying to have you share this because this is pretty huge in your life at the moment. Talk to us about the favorite chef competition.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
It's wild. It's very exciting.
Right?
Yeah.
So explain what it is, Chef Carla Hall.
Yes. You know what I like about her is that you look at somebody like, was it Emerald, who's bang, bang, and you have Ramsey, who's, idiot sandwich, and you have all these, I don't know if they're gimmicks, like they're things, but she's very even, just very level, and just is like, kind of like, just straight on, like, let's just cook some stuff, and let's be excited about it, and I think that that's super cool. There's not like a gimmick there. So I had seen this competition and looking for people to sign up, and I said, you know what, why not? I'm in the kitchen now at this point. I'm doing a thing. I am really trying to step up my own game.
And you have, Andy.
Thank you.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
You have.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to taste.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I can't either. But I saw that and I said, what the heck? Let's see what happens. And I signed up, and it's a crowdfunding, not a crowdfunding, it's a fundraising thing.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing that we've always been a part of. So I'm a big fan of, if you can eat and drink and raise money at the same time, let's
a win-win.
go. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
So that's kind of how we got started. I didn't expect to see much from it, but here we are.
So you heard about it. How did you find out about it? Like you
I think
probably customers, maybe. I'm thinking.
I was doing. I at the end of the night, when I sit by myself and I'm having a drink and I'm kind of looking through. Sometimes I'm looking for recipes or looking for ideas, looking for inspiration for things. And I just happen to, one of my favorites is Chef Reactions on Facebook. Love that guy. But the algorithm starts to pull things up. And it pulled this thing up, and so I went and I kind of clicked through, and I'm like, oh, this is super cool. So that was kind of it. And I was trying to figure out how we were going to bring this to the attention of our guests, because I don't like asking for attention. I don't like any of that. And fortunately, this is kind of getting off subject a little bit, but we had just hired a young lady to take over a lot of the bar management, and she has a ton of energy. Told her about this competition. She's like, we are doing this thing. She was more excited than we were. Yeah. Aww. So it was awesome. And she's been amazing since. Yeah.
So how do you decide, how did you decide what dish to enter? Are you?
It's, a lot of it was, show us your dishes. Show us that you know how to cook. So let's see what you got. Then, throughout the competition, there's been little challenges. There was the Hawaiian sweet roll challenge. Use the sweet roll and do something with it. So we have some friends that are from Hawaii. We have friends that go to Hawaii, guests. So it's like, okay, let's try and do them proud and do something that would make them excited. So that's kind of that that kind of determined that particular dish. There's another dish that is, I want to say it's the critic's pick, which I need to submit today. And it's a appetizer that it needs to be something that can be held in your hand that doesn't require a fork, that would be served as a past app during the James Beard Foundation Awards this year. So for me, the reason I haven't submitted yet is I have a whole bunch of ideas. One of them is our sausage stuffed mushrooms, which I think you may have had when you were here with Phil. And then there's a new dish.
Yes, we did.
I think you did. And then there's a new dish which I made for you today. So I'm kind of floating that idea around a couple of. So I guess part of it is what's their criteria, and then what do I need to do to make that work? So you asked me how I come up with it. It's more like,
so you're creating.
Here's the problem.
They're giving you the, like Hawaiian rolls.
Yes.
And you're creating from there.
Yes.
And you're coming up with.
Yes.
Talk to me about the super duck three-way.
Sure. I get a little bit of flack. There's actually somebody who's been voting for me consistently, and he gives me flack every single time he does, because I'm doing a disservice to the super beef three-way. There was a time on...
That's like a cult.
It is. It is.
Are you kidding me? I know. It's a cult. It's a cult.
I had so many conversations. Every time Phil would show up, I'd be like, why is the New Hampshire Eats group all about these sandwiches every day?
It's crazy.
So I said, okay, I'm going to, and I never really got it because it's this massive sandwich. There's no way walking away without it all over you.
Right?
I'm like, nobody serves duck, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take duck, and I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to confit it, and then I'm going to take duck prosciutto, and I'm going to have the super duck three-way. And instead of using the jarred barbecue sauce that they put on the thing with the onion rolls, like we're doing toasted brioche, we're going to do an herbed aioli. That's our mayo, and then we're going to do our house kind of sweet, smoky, tangy barbecue sauce with a little bit of cheese melted just to hold the duck together. That was the inspiration for the super duck three-way. Yeah.
I love that.
It's one of the more popular sandwiches on the menu.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Heck, those stupid roast beefs.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Unless you like that.
I know, right? My son owned a roast beef place, Hap's Roast Beef in Portsmouth.
Oh.
He had it for 3 years, and I didn't really know. I'm not a big roast beef person, but I learned a lot about it. And they have all these lingo, like all these abbreviations for scoring, and I'm like, what is all these? My daughter-in-law would explain to me. She wrote me like this definition list, because I'm like, what do all these mean? They're like, yeah, they're a little crazy.
They're committed to it.
They are committed.
Yeah,
they are committed. Yep. So I loved when I read. I read in one of your posts, or one of you, when you had said you were ahead of, you beat out Bobby Marcotte.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that.
It was, so it was funny because as soon as we had a regular come and sit down and said, oh, I voted for you. And I said, oh, thank you so much. And he's like, actually, it wasn't your post that I saw that clued me in. It was Bobby Marcotte. And I was like, wait, what? He's in it. I'm like, oh no. So then I, pull up, Bobby's page. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, game over. Like that dude puts out some food. That guy, everybody knows Bobby. I said, no matter how far I do or don't go, there's no beating this guy. And we were in different groups. So it wasn't like we were head to head or anything. I had some other friends they saw the competition, like, so when's the head on head between the two of you? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not winning that. And Bobby has so many things going on all the time, and he's constantly raising money for so many different things. Like, people think I have a lot to do. Like the amount of bandwidth that you have, it just keeps shrinking and shrinking. So I think somebody had nominated him into the competition, and I think he was like throwing it out there. But I don't, like, he just had so many other things. I think I just saw a video. Guy Fieri was just in town again. He's got bigger fish to fry. So I think it wasn't out there quite as much. And I also know that our crowd right now has been so on this thing. I just keep going. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so whenever I saw that, I'm like, there's no way I got further than he did.
And you know what? And he will be the first, because he watches this.
Oh, yeah.
And he loves it, or so he tells me that. And he will be the first to like give you kudos and pats on the back. He's that kind of guy.
And we're friendly. We're in the industry.
Yep.
We're actually, I had told him, I said, we had to replace the HVAC this year. We had to replace a dishwasher, might have a second dishwasher. So we're tapped out financially. But I said, I still want to support, because he had reached out about his fundraiser for St. Jude's. And I said, we'll brew a batch of beer. I can absorb that, and you can take the whole batch. No, there's no charge, and do a pint night with the restaurant. And whatever the restaurant is willing to throw back, I'm like, that's your donation from us. Like, I want to do something. We've always tried to work to help him out and a few other people in the community that are always doing cool stuff. So, yeah, and he's doing all right. Yeah.
Community.
Yes. Yeah.
Why is that so important to you?
I think it's the way to say thank you and be grateful for the support of people coming in and helping us make a living. It's like I just feel a need to give back in some way, whether it's donations to a charitable thing or doing an event or whatever it is. Like, if everybody did a little bit more of that, then the world would be a better place, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's a big piece of it.
And, you know, you do this with Alana.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. Like, how does that work?
It's,
you seem to balance each other very well.
Yes. Yep. I don't know how she puts up with me. I really don't. And I know people will say that, but genuinely, because when I need, like, I'm like, this needs to get done. I'm like, this needs to get done, you know, it just has to happen. And she's like, yep, I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to do that. She does so much behind the scenes stuff, so many, like, driving in circles to pick the things up and drop the things off. And the amount of cleaning that she does, the amount of conversation she has to organize parties and all these things. And then she still makes time to come into the kitchen and usually offers to do whatever I need her to do, including the jobs that I hate the most tedious jobs. She's like, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. I'll just, whatever. So we try very hard we have coffee in the morning, kind of talk a little bit about the day, and then we just get to it. It's a lot. Every day has kind of been a grind. So this past month, where we just closed for the month, has been great, because we're like, we can take a little bit more time to enjoy another cup of coffee or another beer, or, you know what, let's have a beer break and just let's chill out. So that's been nice. But most of the time it is, it's just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been any specific night, day where you both have said, this is why we built this? Like, has there been any specific moment?
It usually happens with a special event that is mostly the hardcore regulars, the people that support us all the time, the people that have been with us for a very long time. This competition has been something, because it's like, again, I get very emotional when I start to talk about it, because, like I said, I think people want it more than I do. There was one gentleman I was talking to at the bar.
So you what you sound like you're saying is you want it for them.
I do. At this point, I do. I want it more for them than for myself. The guy at the bar, Joe, he says, congratulations, this is like 2 rounds ago. Congratulations, you made it to the next round. I said, my man, thank you, because you, and he's one of the people that threw some money at it too, to sponsor or to donate. I said, I am not doing anything. He's like, no, you cook for us. You cook night after night. No, we're doing this. Not just you're doing this, we're doing this. And he's like, we're winning this thing. So I go home and I tell Alana that. And that's one of those moments where it's like,
that's why you do what you do.
Yeah. Like, people care. People get it. That's super cool. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You also won the Mr. Greater Derry title.
Right. That was...
Got to hear about that.
Yes, yep. You've done a lot of homework over there. Mr. Greater Derry, that was in 2016, I think. One of the town council, the people running for town council, Josh Borden, he had asked if I, along with several other people in town, would participate in a pageant of sorts, Mr. Greater Derry. And there were several categories. You know, there was a what is your special talent thing, and what is I don't know if there was a singing thing, or there were a few different things, pageantry. Oh, there was a leg contest, so all the guys had to pull their things up for legs. There was a roast of Josh Borden, which was tremendously fun. So the group of us, we were all in the green room at the Derry Opera House, and one of the existing town councilors, he had brought a whole bunch of nips. So, of course, we're indulging and having a good time and getting silly. And then went up and we just had a great time with it. And I just let loose. I just had a great time. I was Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, so I was dressed up and I was in my element.
Oh, I remember seeing that picture.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I ended up winning that as voted by, I think his wife was even actually in the crowd that was voting. So that's what that was. And I had wanted to do a follow-up to that as Mr. Greater Derry, handing off the tiara the following year to somebody else. I think it just didn't end up coming together, but my idea was this becomes a community event, and every year whoever the previous Mr. Greater Derry would have to arrange this thing, get a whole bunch of money donations, and the donations went to some sort of charitable thing. Some things don't work out, but that was the idea behind it. But so the only positive to that is I am still the reigning crown holder of Mr. Greater Derry.
You still are after all these years.
All these years, because there's never been another competition. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you also you always do these like fun events and stuff. Talk to me about the sand.
The sand, yes. Yeah.
The beach sand.
Yep.
Like.
That was, I want to say we did that year one. And it's, a lot of these ideas come from, you're sitting around at the end of the night, chatting with Alana and having some drinks and talking about how do we get people in here at the end of summer? And like, what if we did a beach week? Wait a minute. What if we bring in sand into the restaurant? And I'm like, I don't want to do this willy-nilly. I don't want to be like, oh, there's a dusting of sand on the floor. I'm like, I want people to be able to take their shoes off and they're like, where's the floor? I want sand. So we didn't tell anybody except for one or two people that helped us get the sand in here. I had connections from a previous life that allowed us to get sand dropped off, and then it was going to get picked up. So we tarped everything down. This was back before the room that you were in with Phil.
Okay.
That didn't exist at that time. So it was just the main restaurant. Tarped everything down, put up 2x4s in the doorways, and then we brought that sand in. So it was about 4 inches deep through the whole restaurant. And we put up a tiki bar. We put up, we had beach chairs that were up front where the current furniture is. And we had some tropical drink things. And I took a picture of a beer sitting in the sand, and I said beach week. Our staff had no idea because they were on, I think it was just, they were off for a few days, and they thought it was a Photoshop job. And then they came in and their minds blown.
Oh my gosh.
So it became a thing until 2018. 2018 was the last year we did it. Yeah.
How was it, how were people coming in? I mean, it must have been
blown away.
Amazing.
Yes. Yep. People, they were like, this is crazy. And then everyone wants to know, how'd you bring it in?
How'd you get it out?
How are you getting it out? Like, isn't this going to be a huge mess? Why did you do this? All the questions you'd expect. Just because. And it actually, it inspired new regulars and friendships, because some of it was people's first times in. There were some people who came in and they were like, is it like this all the time? No, just for the week. Just for the week? Yeah. Like, do you need help? I'm not going to say no if you want to work for beers. Right. So there were people that it was their first time in, who still are regulars to this day, that came in. They brought shovels, they brought wheelbarrows, and basically it's very gently across the floor, put it in the wheelbarrow, and we created a pile so that the truck could come scoop it up, and put it. Yes,
to get this in.
Yes, yeah. So it became a kind of a community thing.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So before we go to lightning round, how about if we taste some of the food?
Oh, yes, yes,
and maybe
yes.
we can kind of do lightning round while we're having a couple bites. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So tell me what this is.
So this is so I did promise you. I said I'm going to put a couple of new menu item things in front of you. This is the first experiment with this. I gave it to. Do I pick
it up with my hands or what?
You're going to have to tell me because last night I presented this to Alana and her mom at home as an appetizer for dinner, and it's a chicken piccata pocket.
Ooh.
So there's chicken, there's some cream cheese, there's a little bit of provolone, a little bit of Italian cheese blend, capers, and puff pastry. A little bit of lemon in there. So my mother-in-law, she just dug right in and picked it up with her hand. Mm-hmm. Alana, you got it? All right. She used a fork and knife and we're like, how are we supposed to eat this? I'm like, I don't know. You guys have to tell me.
I think just like, cut it in half maybe and that is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that, guys. I swear.
It's something different. I guess.
And I love the taste of the capers. I mean, it's like subtle.
Yep.
And that's crazy.
Awesome. Do you think it needs a dipping sauce? Because I've gone back and forth 100 times as to whether or not it does.
I don't think it does. I mean, I am a dipping girl. Mm-hmm. I am, but I really don't think it's necessary. Wow. No, that's amazing.
Awesome. Perfect. This is one of the things that I was entertaining to put to the competition as the appetizer for the James Beard. It was like, you could eat it with a hand and you don't need a fork. So,
oh my gosh, that is so good.
Thank you. So that's going on the menu starting in August.
So this is a new item that's going to be starting?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I'm the third person to try it.
You are the third person to try it. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So all right. Your initial reaction is promising. So
it's amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing. I think cutting it in half and then just picking it up and you get that with all the stuff in there. Oh my gosh. Talk to me about this.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Pretty excited about this one.
Wow.
So we really try hard to put a lot of gluten-free options on the menu. And unfortunately, the flatbread to date hasn't been gluten-free. This is a gluten-free flatbread.
So you're bringing in a gluten-free for your customers.
Yes.
Okay. That's a thing now.
It is. You have to be aware of this
Isn't it weird
stuff.
how it never used to be a thing when you think about it?
Yep. Oh, and it was not even you would never even think to ask for gluten-free.
Never. But it is a thing now.
Allergies exist. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't make this flatbread. Most of what I make in the restaurant, we make in-house, but this, I'm not doing gluten-free. That's a whole other ball of wax.
That is a whole other ball of wax. I agree.
So everybody, most people I know like bruschetta, and that's essentially what this is we do, our bruschetta mix is a little bit different. We use grape or cherry tomatoes.
I love
so much flavor.
Cherry tomato. So much more. That's really more. Almost the only tomato I use in my kitchen.
It's just, there's so much more flavor there. So we marinate those with some roasted tomatoes along with garlic. And then I also marinated some mozzarella balls and then threw a little bit of fresh basil in there. It's actually Alana's basil that she grows at home. So it's super fresh basil.
That makes a big difference.
Big difference, yeah. And it's a gluten-free crust. So the other option I can do is I did find a dairy-free mozzarella. It's a little weird.
Son is dairy-free.
Oh,
now.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, there's all these allergies and things that are coming out.
I know.
So I was like, if I could do a gluten-free, and I don't think this crust lacks at all. I think it's a delightful crust.
If I wouldn't have known, I would have never No.
No.
I'm not saying, oh my gosh, that's gluten-free. Absolutely not. 1,000%. And you know what? People that are listening and or watching, when I'm biting into this, I'm being serious. I'm not that kind of person. I think you know me enough by now. This is like bursting with flavor. It is, wow. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
It's delicious. But
Thank
keep
you.
going.
Like I said,
That's really good.
thank you. The mozzarella, the dairy-free mozzarella, it's cheesy consistency. The flavor's not quite there, which is also why I wanted so much flavor punch out of the tomatoes and the
Okay, so wait a minute.
fresh
This is
herbs.
dairy-free?
This is not. No, this is
Okay.
This is mozzarella balls.
Okay. I love mozzarella balls.
Oh, so good.
I like using those.
We've been indulging ourselves at home with different mozzarella marinades and things, and I love it. And then, like I said, this can be made dairy-free, so it would be gluten-free and dairy-free if necessary. And I'm trying to always up my game and make sure that we have that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So,
I bet, Andy, I'm sure it's going to taste just like this. I mean, those kinds of things have come a long way also.
they have. Yep.
You know, the cheeses and even the meats, the no meats that, you know, like
The seasonings really just they take it
Sleazy
to another
vegan?
level. Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know her on
Yes.
KSL?
Yep.
I had gone because I had never been. I had her on the show and I went in and I got her meatball grinder or meatball sandwich.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
Yep.
Like you literally cannot tell.
Yep.
I said, you know what? We need to do a meatball cook-off with Lisa down the street.
Oh yeah.
Rick and Tony's. Whoops. No, this is delicious.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Yep. You know, again, trying to use things that we can use in multiple places on the menu. We also use these marinated tomatoes and the fresh basil on an eggplant sandwich. So similar, different vehicle, but kind of, you know, similar thing. And that, so we're keeping things fresh all the time. I want fresh as much as possible.
And you know, you're not. Yes, you're a chef. You worked under the chef that started over here.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. I mean, the passion with you, and you know, you experiment at home, and you know, you're always trying to make things better.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
This is just as good as anybody that has had all that formal training stuff. I mean, to me, I think being on the job training is. I mean, that's it.
Yep. It's kind of do or die.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it well, then you're going to keep going, and
That's
if you
right.
don't, then you won't. Yeah.
That's right.
So, I grew up in half of the family was Italian, Sicilian.
Okay.
So holidays in particular, there would be massive food spreads of all sorts of different things, and I was also involved in some of that cooking. So I tend
It's
to.
always been in you.
It's always and you know wanting to always be better, wanting it to be better than the last time. So yeah. So
right.
this is fun.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's do a couple of these questions.
Sure.
So just a lightning round. No, it's just fun.
Yep.
Dine in or takeout?
Dine in.
Okay. Booth or bar?
Bar.
Us too. We're always bar people.
Yeah.
I love what's your favorite part about sitting at a bar when you go out?
It's the unexpected conversations that you have sitting there. Yeah.
Totally. Like talking to the next person on either side of you and the bartender.
And the bartender, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
We went to a place a few weeks ago. I'm not going to say where it was. But, you know, the bartender just all of a sudden like took off. And I'm just like, where'd they go? Like, I like to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's like so important.
Yep.
You know?
And a good bartender will kind of pick up on cues because you have the people that are just like, I'm in my thing.
Right.
And then you have the people that are like looking for that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not that I need to be entertained the whole time, but I just like to hear, you know, what the place is all about and, you know, the people and
Sure.
you know, who's in the kitchen and who's that? Is that an owner over there or is that I always like to examine all that.
Oh,
always.
definitely.
I mean, you must do that too.
When I would work the bar, I would try and if I knew these people because they were regulars at one day and these people that were regulars on another day and I was very comfortable with them, I'd make them make friends.
Right.
And then they're talking to each
Totally.
other. And then as the bartender, I can jump in and out and I can start to focus on people that are new that need a little bit more
Exactly.
attention. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
it's fun that you can control that sometimes.
Yes.
It's kind of cool.
It is.
It's cool.
It is.
So explain to me what this is.
So this, you know, again, I'm scrolling at the end of the night. I'm looking through different things. The other day, I saw, I think it was a fairly recent video, a reel that you had posted, and you got a Burger King classic chicken sandwich.
Yes.
Yes. And
I was trying to figure out when you said that. Now it all makes sense.
Yes.
I'm looking at this. Oh my God.
I said, oh my. I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to catch a lot of flack because 2 out of the 3 dishes I gave you were chicken. And if you ask any regular, they'll tell you I don't like making chicken. But that's a whole other story. But I'm like, I put the chicken sandwich on the menu and I started as the classic chicken sandwich and it was modeled after the Burger King chicken sandwich. My only restaurant experience before we opened Cask Vine was 3 months at Burger King and I ate the living heck out
Are you kidding me?
No.
That is so funny.
I ate that sandwich almost every day while I was working there. And I saw you eating that and I was like, I'm going to make her my chicken sandwich because, you know. So it's basically, it's the same idea. Instead of lettuce, I
I'm
use
sure this
mixed
isn't
greens.
normal ketchup.
That is our house ketchup that we make here.
It's not like regular Heinz. I can tell
is
that.
Definitely
it wouldn't
not.
be Andy if it. I get
No.
that. I am a ketchup girl.
No, that's fine. I just want to let you know there is on the bottom and the top of the baguette is an herb aioli.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
So you may want to check it out for us.
First.
I usually would put roasted tomatoes on it, but I also was like, well, her sandwich didn't have tomatoes on it when she was at Burger King, so I'm not going to do that.
Does it usually come with tomatoes?
I feel like they stopped doing it, but maybe it used to back in the day, like 2 slices.
I have probably even never had one, but you kind of would think that it would have it, right?
It should, yes.
Right?
Yeah, and normally it does. My chicken sandwich does, but also because I had the flatbread, I'm like, that's a lot of tomatoes. We're just going to do it the way that she had it.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I know that you said you like shoestring fries. We don't actually do those. We do have a coated fry that we get, it tends to be a nice crispy fry. Lots of good flavor to it.
For sure. Everybody likes their, I want to taste your ketchup, so I'm going to.
It's not a sweet ketchup.
Oh no, that's delicious.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really good.
Thank you. And we make the pickles in-house as well. So the chicken sandwich is a very, very popular sandwich. We rotate it all the time. It's called the evil chicken sandwich because everyone knows I don't like making the chicken, so the chicken is evil. But I do try and rotate it. Sometimes it's sweet and spicy. Sometimes it's the classic. Sometimes it's got boursin on it and bacon and, you know, all over the place.
You know, how come you're not eating?
I don't usually eat during the day because I'm just kind of going and doing things. But yeah, you're the only. I know you're the one eating here.
Food in my mouth.
Yeah, I'll stick a fry.
That is amazing. Yeah, this doesn't even compare to the Burger King original chicken sandwich. What is your coating, Andy? That is and you know what? It doesn't even need ketchup. And I am a ketchup girl.
All right.
It doesn't even need it. That you said it was like an aioli?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. And
Thank you.
I can really taste that. It comes right through. Wow.
We what I do is I have a herb blend that's kind of like the Chef Prudhomme seafood magic. So it's got a little spice, a little heat, a little whatever. So I take that, and that is the aioli.
We have that in our kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's such a great
Not the Red Arrow
spice.
kitchen, our kitchen at home.
Oh, okay. It's great. So I stopped buying it. I just started making the equivalent of it, and I put that in with the mayo, and that's what you're having there. And then the chicken itself, we do a gluten-free flour and gluten-free panko. So, and it's pan fried. So if you wanted this, but you wanted it gluten-free, we can put the chicken over a salad. And we do the same thing with another dish that's an entree where it's pan-fried gluten-free chicken. And because it's the gluten-free panko, it's super crispy.
Yeah.
And
it really is. This is delicious.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying this. It is delicious. So, you know, we've been drinking beer, which I love this beer. It's very, very good. I can't wait to take Daryl. We're going to come and have a beer when you reopen in August.
Excellent.
Definitely. I love it. We didn't really talk about wine. What kinds of wines do you have here? I'm a wine girl. I used to be red wine girl.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. I don't know red wine for years, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't doing anything. And my mother likes white wine, so I would take a couple sips of hers. And I started with Chardonnay, but now I don't even like the Chardonnay. I'm into the Pinot Grigio.
Okay, just light and crisp and
Yes.
kind of like you like your beers.
Right.
It is funny how our tastes change. There's so many things I don't drink like I used to, and
weird.
I enjoy something different. Yeah. Wines, when we opened up, we were promoting ourselves as just beer and wine. It was a winemaker that I had mentioned that kind of inspired us to do it. We had wines by the bottle, and these were all things that were curated that we were excited about and wanted to share and tell the stories. The same winemaker that kind of inspired us, Richard Bruno from Venom Cellars out in California. He visited every few years, and the broker would bring him in, and he'd sit and chat. And he said, "So when are you going to do wine on tap?" Like, "Oh, is that a thing you can do?" He said, "Yeah." He said, we keg off the same wine. It's the same stuff, except it's better for the wine because you don't have any chance of oxidation. The wine from the top of the keg to the bottom of the keg is the same when you pour it because, again, no oxygen hits it. It's not like when you open a bottle of wine and you're on a time limit. No. So we're like, okay, what do you have available? And most of the stuff we already carried in bottle form, he had. So we decided to change up our tap system, and we integrated some both red and white wines. And that kind of drove that. So then we started reaching out to other brokers in the state to find out what they had on tap. So that kind of expanded. And we had a really nice selection on tap. And then COVID times, and people were not shipping wine in kegs the way that they used to be. And we're like, well, that's not good because we just invested all this time and money.
Right.
So it turns out that with a little bit of paperwork with the feds and a $100 check to the state of New Hampshire, you can create wine in the same premises that you create spirits and beer.
So you started to just create your own wine.
So we started making wine. What we would do is we would get juice from California, Pinot, Red Zinfandel. What is it? It's a blending. It's a white blending grape. It's absolutely French Colombard, Chardonnay, Sauv Blanc. We'd get a reefer truck, and it would bring this nearly frozen juice, and we'd bring that in. We would ferment it, and then we would stick it in barrels and then package it. So now what we have is some of the wines that used to come in keg have come back, which is great. And we basically have taken it upon ourselves to create wine that fills in some holes that we don't have. So I would say half of our wine that's on tap is our wine that we ferment here and barrel age here, and then half is from another broker or brokers in the state. So Cabernets, blends, Merlot, Chardonnay, Sauv Blanc, all those.
Okay.
We kind of have a little bit of everything.
I love that.
Yes, yeah.
All right. What is the best thing on tap right now at Cask Vine?
I'm really partial to this light beer right now. We spent a lot of time outside doing projects, so I'd be inclined to say if you're looking for something light, the Hoppy and Homegrown, it's super easy, crushable. The beer drinker in me that wants the big beefy beer, we have a barrel-aged wee heavy, so like a Scottish ale, a dark amber to brownish in color, some bourbon notes, rich malt, 9.5%. That's you sniffed her and just sip on that. That's sort of like yeah. So I think either one of those would be a go-to for me.
Like that.
Yeah.
What is your go-to drink first thing in the morning?
After coffee? Being on vacation, I said, I'm on vacation, so I've been really enjoying a mushroom coffee.
Ah, okay.
Yes, and then followed up with a beer.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
I'm a savory. Early bird or night owl?
Ooh, night owl.
Beach week or a regular Tuesday?
Given what I normally do, beach week.
What's the one menu update you're most excited about? It's got to be one of these. I'm thinking.
I think that flatbread, the gluten-free flatbread. I think that.
That's
I hope
gonna
that
be
that
a
you're.
winner. That is definitely going to be a winner.
Yeah.
I think so for sure. For sure. Something people would never guess about you.
That I was always shy. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is surprising because, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Aside from Cask Vine, where in Derry is your favorite spot to grab something to eat?
I love to go to Amphora.
We love Amphora
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. They do such a great job there. They have that bartender that will engage with you, also read the room, and it's like...
And not come when you don't... Yeah,
yes,
it's important.
They're
they can
attentive,
read you,
but not to the...
but
yeah.
not-
So, and their drinks are good. They're love as the taverna, amazing. Yeah.
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 We totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Date night's rare for those of us in the industry. If anything is a date, if anything, it might be a date lunch, right? So where would you and Alana be going?
I very much enjoy going to Sumo Sushi. They're
Concord?
No, right down. It's actually it's across from Amphora.
In Amphora.
Yes.
I
Yep.
did hear about that place in the
Yes.
same plaza as that. Or,
Yes. Just on the opposite side.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
I haven't been. I'm going to have to go check it out.
You definitely should. The sushi is always, it tastes, I know it's frozen, but it always tastes fresh. Like it's not been sitting around a long time. They generally do an amazing job. I'm sucker for a Mai Tai. It's good. It's really good there.
Do you know where I met my husband? Talking about Mai Tais.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if do you know any places like in Manchester, like divey places?
Some.
The Wa Toi.
Oh, really? That's where you met him. That's awesome. And one Mai Tai led to another, and here you are.
And here we are. Yep. Oh, geez, look at me. Oh, gosh. Oh, well. It was very good. I think this was so good. Thank you so much for sitting with me.
Thank you for coming. This is tremendous fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, very fun.
I wish I could have had more conversation when you were talking with Phil, but it was about New Hampshire Reads that day, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was really good. And this was his go-to place. He's like, we're meeting there. That's where I want to go. Yeah. And what a great guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And I do want to do a little shout out to my friend Ryan, AKA Crazy Dreamers. Okay. You need to come get this sandwich because he's the one that had me try, or I watched his on the Burger King.
Oh, nice.
You know, him eating that. Ryan, come and check this out because, yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So everybody, please come check out Cask Vine right here in Derry. All of his social media handles and all that stuff will be all in the show notes. Make sure when you do come, you tell them that Beyond the Plate with Carol sent you. New episodes pop up every Tuesdays. Andy's will be probably in a couple. Well, actually, you're gonna know when this comes up.
So we're watching it.
They're gonna edit this out.
Yeah,
that sounded really dumb. You know what I'm trying to say. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, Carol. Thank you.